How's it going?
It's, I'll tell you in a second.
We have an extra ref in the tent, and I just asked if he wanted to come over here and do some of like the more like sports specific stuff, and he said that he would be totally interested for the first half.
Oh, okay.
Is that something that we can accommodate over here too?
Absolutely.
Sweet.
Make sure we're not.
He has an accent even.
like In-N-Out Burger?
Yeah.
It is. I mean, I went over there before a concert with a friend of mine, and I've never been all that hot to trot on it, but you'd have the size of those things, you'd have to order about 4.
You have to get a double
Even that.
cheese for sure.
Nothing there.
If it's easier just to get that, maybe give me a couple. Give me a double cheeseburger. All right.
We need to test. Is that ice cream?
Yogurt, and I put some blueberries in
Oh.
there. And so I thought, well, that'll get me through.
I can go get you a Jersey Mike's after.
This sounds good.
I've got that one here for you. Need to test mine.
Yeah. I get. I gotta plug in to hear you. This whole no power just really, I've spent so much time on this. All right, go ahead.
From the campus of Arizona State University in Tempe, Arizona, welcome to men's college, or I should say women's college rugby, as the Arizona Wildcats take on the Stanford Cardinal in a quarterfinal playoff action, Division I. Hi, everybody. I'm Eric Anderson along with Jeff Lowry. 63 degrees, breezy and sunny down here in Tempe, down here on the campus of ASU. Arizona Wildcats out of Tucson. This is the first of 4 ball games this afternoon. They're the 4th seed out of the Pacific Desert region. 4-3 on the season. Head coach Tatum Quimby lost to Claremont 39-17 last week. They're 4-3 on the season. Stanford, on the other hand, the number 1 seed out of the Pacific Mountain region. They're the defending national champions, undefeated in the season at Palo Alto, California. They beat Western Washington 79-0 the end of March. How's that sound, all right?
Yeah, sounds real good. Sound like a professional. Not winging it.
Yeah, I don't know I'm glad there's actually morons that do that, show up with nothing and haven't done a thing.
Will you tap that microphone?
Very concerned.
Are you nervous?
No, I mean this morning I was a little bit. I don't know why. Just because you get used to going to a certain place, you're not really sure where the.
Wait, hold on. This thing keeps.
From the campus of Arizona State University in Tempe, Arizona, welcome to women's college rugby as the Arizona Wildcats take on the Stanford Cardinal in a Division I quarterfinal playoff game. Hi, everybody. I'm Eric Anderson along with Jeff Lowry. About 63 degrees, a little bit breezy and sunny down here in the Phoenix suburb of Tempe, the home of Arizona State. Arizona out of Tucson. This is the 11 o'clock ball game. There's a game at 1, 3, and 5. That'll determine who plays on Sunday in the semifinals. That'll be 9 and 11 a.m. on Sunday. The winner of that will go to the Nationals April 19th at Stanford. So Arizona on the season 4-3. They're the fourth seed out of the Pacific Desert region. Head coach Tatum Quimby, and they lost their last ball game to Claremont 39-17 last week. Stanford, the defending national champs. They're undefeated on the season. Number one seed out of the Pacific Mountain region. They're out of Palo Alto, California, a little bit south of San Francisco. They beat Western Washington the end of March 79-0. So Stanford will be in the red and Arizona in the white. So about set to get things started underway here at in Tempe, Arizona. The starters for Arizona, Miranda Pieper will be wearing number 1, Lena Boucher number 2, Aspen Werinsky number 3, Pele Cruzet number 4, Grace Uso number 5, Landry Moore is number 6, Sandra Lane is 7, Adrian Emma is 8, Melody Chu is number 9, and it'll be Arizona kicking off first, and that kick is underway here to the near side. Stanford will get the ball first and race up the near side. Again, Stanford, the defending national champs, up the near side, and tossing to the left this time is Sydney Davis. We've got a guest here, one of the referees for the ball game. Maybe you can introduce yourself.
Yeah, g'day, Rob Spears from the local Arizona Rugby Referee Society, part of the Southwest Rugby Union.
Well, it'll be nice to get your input on the ball game. This is, in fact, I've done a lot of play-by-play, but this is my very first rugby ball game, so some of the details, ins and outs, it'll be great to hear from you.
Absolutely.
So again, the remaining members of Arizona, the starting lineup: Britton Ward, number 10, Madeline Myers, 11, Molly Chisholm, a person to keep your eye on. She scores a lot, number 12 for Arizona. Kyra Gomez wearing 13, Eddie Feiner, number 14, Lila Ortega, Lila Ortega, number 15 for Arizona. So just underway, no clock, no scoreboard here, so we're keeping it its continuous play. What do you know about the two teams so far here?
Well, we know Stanford's ranked top of their conference. We expect a fast-paced game. They like to move the ball around. Arizona's going to give them some good physicality, though. Should be a fun match.
So Arizona in possession. That's picked up by Pieper. And Pieper back the other way for Arizona. And they toss it around, and Chisholm races towards the end line. Not quite a woman to keep your eye on, Molly Chisholm, out of Zionsville, Indiana, one of the top players for Arizona. Chime in whenever you'd like, just whatever pops into your head.
Sounds good.
So just underway, the Stanford Cardinal, the defending national champs, in red, Arizona in the white. They toss it around to the right side. This is Chisholm again. Gets it over the right side to Landry Moore. And a pile up on the far side.
The tackler's not releasing in the ruck. So tackler makes the tackle. The first thing they have to do is release the ball, allow the tackle player to play the ball. So Stanford held on, didn't allow Arizona a quick play. So now Arizona's going to take the line out, set up a play, and see if they can score.
Well, it'll be interesting. Wonderful to have your input. Like I said, the very first ball game that I've seen a little bit on YouTube, but knowing the ins out. Where are you from?
From Australia originally.
Oh, Australia.
Yeah, I've been here in Arizona about 28 years now, so settled in.
So that is some big-time rugby down there.
Indeed.
Chisholm gets it on the left side for Arizona on the march and taken down by Laura Bosick.
Good clean ruck from Arizona. Nice ball. Got an option down the left.
Arizona has had possession the entire ball game so far. The starters for Stanford: Layla Wong Guyette, number 1, Nancy Bow, number 2. Number 3 is Hope Shipman. And again, a pile up on the far side. Zoe Colorado Mansford, number 4. Emma Trost, number 5. Renee Bertrand, number 6 for Stanford. And again, a pile up on the far side.
Oh, break through the ruck. Nice work. But Stanford's still holding strong on that defensive line.
Arizona has had possession the entire time as Chisholm again takes it down towards the goal and taken down temporarily over to the right side to Emma.
That's a good drive. Quick ruck ball now. Arizona can do something, but no. They were holding on. The Stanford player came over, jackled really strong on their feet. Good hands on the ball with a clear lift. Referee had to award the penalty to Stanford there.
So Stanford will have the ball after that. Some good defense, huh?
Yeah, great defense. They held them out for multiple phases, and then when the opportunity came in the ruck, they got on quick and got that steal. So now they're going to kick for touch, get some territory, get out of that red zone. They'll get line-out possession as well from the penalty. Now they get a chance to launch some attack.
So Stanford with some good defense as Arizona had the ball the entire time knocking on the door but couldn't get it in for a try.
Yep.
So line out on the far side, it'll be Richard Ashford, the head coach, is from Ireland in his 8th season for Stanford. They've had quite a program up there. Still no score early on here in the first half as they get it into Emma Trost, wearing number 5 for Stanford. Right in the line of all the airplanes coming into Sky Harbor.
So there we have accidental offside. Stanford took the line-out ball, brought it to ground, but the ball carrier has to always be available to be tackled by the defense. And in that case, the Stanford ball carrier got behind one of their lifters, and so we have an accidental offside. So turnover ball, back to Arizona now. Opportunity wasted for Stanford there.
So Arizona, again, good field position. No score early on here in the ball game as in the playoffs here, the quarterfinal playoff action here at Tempe, Arizona. Arizona in the white, Stanford in the red. Arizona comes away with it. Chisholm on the left side on the march.
Yeah, ball went backwards, playing on.
Get it to Chisholm again, somebody to really keep your eye on, and tackled over there by Journey Washington High. Arizona's dominated so far. Stanford, quite a program up there.
Yeah, well, we got a little knock on the ground as that ball was getting placed. Someone from Arizona there kind of reached in to pick it up but didn't quite get it cleanly, so a little knock on, turnover scrum to Stanford.
So Stanford will have the ball. The rest of the starting lineup for Stanford, number 7, Sydney Davis, another person to really, woman to keep your eye on, Kirsten Lees out of Northport, New York. She was the MVP of the Pacific Mountain Championship. Vivian Studdard, Laura Bosek, Journey Washington High, number 11, Jackie McLean, 12, Anna Palacios, 13, Amaya Hicks, 14, Cara Fight, number 15 for Stanford. Stanford kicks this one deep down here on the near side. The first time the ball has been down on this side of the field, and it's picked up by Arizona. Injured player for Arizona, Melody Chu, out of Taiwan, is injured. No score, 2 40-minute halves, is that correct?
Yep, 2 40-minute halves. Temperature's a little hotter today in the sunshine. We're going to take a water break at the 20-minute mark just for player welfare, ensure they get a little bit of hydration, keep the game flowing on.
It's a continuous clock, so in your estimate, how much time is left here in the 30 minutes remaining?
Yeah, so we actually run the continuous clock, and then when there's like an injury like this, then we do blow time off. So we preserve the clock while we deal with the injured players, and then, of course, time off for the water break as well.
So Melody Chu, wearing number 9 for Arizona, the injured ball player. Hopefully she'll be all right. About, say, 30 minutes remaining here in the first half?
Yeah, looking about 30. We've got started pretty much on time at 11, so, yeah, about 6-7 minutes gone.
No score here, about 30 minutes remaining in the first half. Injured player for Arizona is Melody Chu. The winner of this ball game will play the winner of Arizona State and Western Washington. That game will be played at 1 p.m. The 3 p.m. game is Grand Canyon against Cal. the 5 p.m. game, Claremont against Air Force. And the two teams that go 2-0 in this will advance to the championships on April 19th in Palo Alto. And the winners here today will advance to the Sunday ball game. 2 games, 9 and 11 a.m. on Sunday right here, the semifinals. So Chu has gotten up. She appears to be all right for Arizona. Want to thank the Collegiate Rugby Association of America, Emily Ogata, providing the rosters and setting everything up. No score, about 30 minutes remaining in this first half, and Stanford will have the ball, and they're going to boot it away.
Yeah, and as the referee indicated there, that was a penalty for a high tackle in the previous ruck. So that's just to clarify what we had the whistle for.
So that ball out of bounds. It'll be Arizona ball.
Yeah, Stanford ball from the penalty.
Oh, Stanford.
Yeah, because we had the penalty restart, the team gets possession from the line out. So.
Sydney Davis out of Davisville, Idaho, will get the ball in here on the line out.
And not straight. So the ball needs to go down the tunnel, which is really inside shoulder to inside shoulder. When it goes above the player's head, the defense can't compete, so it's considered not straight, and that's a turnover.
So Arizona will get it. Lena Boucher will inbound it. You've been around rugby probably your whole life then, being in Australia.
Yeah, I started playing actually back when I was in college in 1989. It's a while ago.
No score, right around 30 minutes remaining in this first half. Sarah Lane with the ball, and Arizona has had possession most of the ball game and taken down Avila. Or check that, I should say. Molly Chisholm, one of the top players for Arizona, had it, number 12. Is it unexpected there hasn't been any scores so far?
Quite often, when we get to these playoffs, teams are evenly matched. First 10, 15 minutes, there's going to be a bit of a feeling out process. The offense is going to run a few plays, test out the defense. Defense is going to be working hard to not give any gaps. So quite often, we'll see this first 10, 15 minutes as kind of an arm wrestle. But then once the players start to adapt, start to see where the gaps may be, then we'll start to see the ball get shifted around to where those gaps are, and things will start to happen.
Stanford with possession.
Yeah, a little knock on in that last ruck from Arizona.
Lees comes away with it. Top player, probably MVP in that championship series, gets taken down for Stanford.
Oh, there's a knock on again. Big strong run though from the number 8 off the back of the scrum.
Kirsten Lees, a sophomore, human biology is her major out of Northport, New York, the MVP of the Pacific Mountain Championships. Still no score, right around, you say 25 minutes remaining maybe in the...
Yep, we're about, probably with that stoppage,
20?
we're about 30,
28.
31 in. 11 in. Yeah, 28 to go.
So the boot by Arizona goes to the far side. It is chased over there by Hicks. Hicks picks it up and is taken down on the far side by Ortega.
Good counter ruck from Arizona, putting pressure on. Same as what Stanford was doing when they were on defense, putting a lot of pressure on the attacking team, and it results in a knock-on. So now Arizona's strong defense at the ruck earns the scrum.
Brand new language to me. I'm used to American football. Down, They call it Australian rules football. Is that different than rugby?
That's a whole different game.
Oh, it is a whole different game.
Yeah, a big oval field, about 150 meters long and about 80 meters wide in the middle. 18 players per team. So yeah.
So that is different.
Yeah,
is it more rough?
It's more of it's kind of like it's soccer with tackling. So you're moving the ball around a lot, and then to score, you got to kick the ball between those posts. Whereas rugby, like for American football, you got to get in the end zone, and rugby actually is the true touchdown because you got to touch the ball onto the ground.
Right.
As the people in the rugby circle know, NFL came from rugby.
Yeah, that's what I read.
Yeah. Penalty for scrum dominance there from Stanford. Arizona put the ball in, but Stanford's scrum just overpowered them and won the penalty.
Still no score, right around 25 minutes remaining in this first half. And you mentioned a little feeling out process here early on. And both teams very good. Stanford, the undefeated and defending national champs.
Yeah, what we see now, now they're in the attacking zone. They can probably get into some of those set pieces. And so kick for touch, get the line out, work off the line out, 10, 15 meters out. They've probably got some set plays off these line out restarts.
Officially 26 minutes remaining in this first half, no score.
And that's a good kick there. They get some very, very close to the goal line now. So they're in that zone. About looks like they're about 7 or 8 meters out. So they'll have a set move now, and that's where they try and probably get one of those power runners to just break through the defense and crash over and score. That's what they're aiming for.
Stanford with possession, and that's picked up by Bow. Nancy Bow, number 2, had her hands on it for a moment. Getting very close to that end line right now.
Oh, turned over.
Look, Arizona came away with it.
Yeah, strong defense. Now they're under pressure, though.
The ball is kicked out here to the near side and is picked up by Washington High.
Now they got, oh!
And she gets it to fight here on the right side.
Had some space. They had some space.
So Stanford will retain possession. We're blocked a little bit right here.
Oh, no, it looks like we've got a scrum to Arizona. I think that last pass got knocked on. So unfortunately, they dropped the ball.
So it'll be Arizona ball. Thank you. Still no score, right around 24 minutes. Is that what you're guessing? Before 24 remaining before halftime. Arizona with the ball, but deep in their own territory. And a tackle on the far side.
Oh, turnover ball. And in for the try. That's the danger of running the ball out from your defensive 22. If there's a turnover ball, the other team's going to not have far to go to get over the try line.
So Stanford scores and leads 5-0. Trying to check and get that number. It was on the far side. Did you happen to see? So 5-0 in favor of Stanford. And unfortunately, on that far side, unable to see who actually got that try. About 23 minutes remaining in this first half. What's going on now?
Now they're going to kick a conversion. And in the NFL, you kick a conversion from the middle, but in rugby, you have to kick it in line from where the try was scored.
How come they're back at midfield?
So they're waiting for the kickoff now. So it's just the one person who kicks the conversion after the try is scored, and then Arizona starts with the ball. So everyone else from Stanford just came back to get ready for the restart.
But they didn't kick it though.
Yeah, they took their kick. Unfortunately, they missed.
10 scored.
So
they got the conversion.
No, they missed the conversion, so it's still 5-0.
I must be losing my mind here. I didn't see the conversion.
It was very quick. That's the thing. There's not as much sort of ceremony as in football. It's just one kicker, and one kicker taking a shot.
So 5-0 in favor of Stanford on the goal by Bosek. Laura Bosek with the goal out of Martinez, California.
So penalty for side entry into the ruck by Arizona. Quick tap by Stanford, trying to take advantage of the unstructured defense.
The conversion was missed by Stanford. They lead it 5-0, about 23 minutes remaining in this first half. Beg your pardon, 21 minutes remaining. 21:40 remaining in the half. No scoreboards operating here. 5-0 Stanford on the goal by Bosek.
Penalty there for the tackler not rolling away. So part of the continual play in rugby is if you're off your feet, you're out of the game. So when the tackler makes the tackle, they must roll away, allow that tackled player to play the ball. And in that case, the penalty was awarded for not rolling out of the tackle zone.
Arizona with the ball. Pele Cruz, number 4, had it momentarily. Over on the right side, they get it to Ortega, number 15.
Nice little break down the sideline. Shifted some space.
Arizona retains possession. Emma, number 8, had it for the Wildcats.
And then the penalty again. Stanford a little too eager on the jackal. Hands in the ruck. Quick tap by Arizona, which you're allowed to do as soon as the referee makes the mark. You can tap and go.
Aspen Wierzinski, number 3, taking it away. She didn't quite get into the end zone, did she?
No, didn't get there, but we had a knock on in the tackle from Stanford, so it's a scrum to Arizona, which is a really strong attacking position, 5 meters out, attacking scrum.
5-0 in favor of Stanford, right around 20 minutes remaining in the first half, but Arizona knocking on the door.
And again, when you get 5 meters out, you've got some set plays up your sleeve, so looking forward to see what Arizona's going to come up with here. Nice stable scrum.
They get it left side to Chisholm. Chisholm, one of the top players, wearing number 12 for Arizona, close to the try line. It's not as clear as seeing it in the NFL as far as the line. Chisholm out on the left side, gets tackled. Lee's on the tackle for Stanford.
Arizona's knocking on the door here.
Arizona right side, they toss it around going left this time, and being tackled was Lane. Sarah Lane gets tackled. Right side of Chisholm. Now over to the far side, they get it to Lila Ortega, and she's in for the try.
Yeah, great hands down the line to get to the open player on the edge.
So Ortega scoring to tie it at 5. That last conversion try was so quick.
So now we can see the kickers coming back in line with the referee, which is in line with the spot where the try was scored. Everyone else is waiting at the halfway for the restart, and now they're just going to take that kick off the tee.
The last one was so quick. It was missed by Stanford. $18 minutes remaining here in the first half. We're tied at 5, and Arizona will try the conversion kick.
And waved away by the assistant referees. No good.
No good. Molly Chisholm, one of the top players for Arizona, not able to connect. We're tied at 5. 20 minutes remaining in the first half. So both teams unable to convert on the kicks. That's why I guess they get a lot of Australian rugby players punting in the NFL now.
Yeah, yep, that's it. Because we grow up. Now we've got the water break for the 2-minute water break at the 20-minute mark. Quick hydration for the players.
So at 20 minutes remaining in the first half, Stanford scored first to make it 5-0 on the goal by Bosek. Laura Bosek getting the goal. The conversion was no good. Then just moments ago, Ortega tied it at 5 for Arizona. Again, the conversion was missed by Chisholm. Again, I want to thank the Collegiate Rugby Association of America, Emily Orgata. Thanking them. And the winner of this ball game will eventually play on Sunday. The winner of the next ball game at 1 p.m., Arizona State versus Western Washington. 3 p.m. it's Grand Canyon against Cal. 5 p.m. Claremont at Air Force. Arizona, the 4th seed out of the Pacific Desert region. Stanford, the number 1 seed out of the Pacific Mountain. National champs in 2024. They're undefeated. And Arizona 4-3. So a little water break right now.
Yeah, very dry here in Arizona. So a lot of the teams that have travelled in probably not used to that. So, dry climate plus the heat. It's always just a nice thing to give the players a chance to recharge, and player safety is always important.
So they still use meters for this game because did you have to get used to feet and miles?
Yeah, no, always mentally converting, yes.
63 degrees and a little bit of a breeze down here in Tempe.
Pitches in great conditions, firm underfoot. It's pretty much ideal rugby conditions right now.
Haven't seen anybody slip out here.
No, it's a great surface here at ASU.
So we're at the 20-minute mark here in the first half, tied at 5. A goal or a try by Ortega of Arizona and Bosick for Stanford. Stanford will kick off. A little bit of a breeze at their back. And that kick is away by Bosick. And Arizona in possession up the right side. Arizona remains in possession. Warinsky had it for a second. Now they toss it around. Chisholm with the ball for Arizona gets tackled. Wildcats retain possession deep in their own territory. Taken away by
contact.
Stanford, and racing in for the try
all the way, number 7.
Sydney Davis.
Yeah, lost the ball in contact. Quick scoop up by Stanford, and then green grass in front of them.
It is 10-5 Stanford, right around 18 minutes remaining in this first half on the score. The try by Sydney Davis out of Davisville, Idaho.
Now we see these tries are scored in the corner. A very challenging conversion kick because you're in line with where the try was scored. So
quite an angle, just a lot tougher than field goal kicking from the hash mark. This is the extreme.
Yes, that's right. So quite often if there's a chance when the player gets over the line, they will run around to get close to the posts to make that conversion kick easier. But like we always say, it's good just to score the try in the first place.
Laura Bosick will try the conversion for 2 points. And that will miss from to the right, but a very difficult kick. Score remains 10-5 in favor of Stanford on the try by Davis. All 3 conversions in the ball game have been no good, but that one's a very tough one for Stanford. So right around 18 minutes remaining in this first half, 10-5 in favor of Stanford, the defending national champions. Little bit of a breeze out here. The winner of this ball game will play Sunday against the winner of Arizona State and Western Washington, which is next. Lena Boucher will kick off for Arizona. Boucher kicks it to the right side.
Backwards, so play on. So as long as the ball goes backwards, it's play on. So we first saw Stanford knock the ball backwards, play on, but then Arizona trying to pick it up, they knocked it forward. So hence the knock on against Arizona, Stanford scrum.
Stanford leading 10-5 here, right around 17 minutes remaining in the first half. Defending national champion Stanford in the red, Arizona out of Tucson in the white. They are 4-3 on the season. Stanford comes away with it up the right side, and a big hit. A big tackle by Britton Ward, number 10.
Great clearing kick.
And a kick all the way down here to the near side. It is scooped up by Myers for Arizona. And then off to Lila Ortega.
Poached in the tackle by Stanford. Turnover ball.
Stanford comes away with it, and Hicks get it left side to Trost. Number 5 as they toss it around, and now Shipman grabs it. Shipman goes down and left side to
Almost the intercept.
Colorado.
Quick ball.
Stanford with the ball on the far side. Stanford came away with it with Laura Bosick, number 10.
Yeah, penalty against Arizona
last.
coming into the side of the ruck as they challenged that ruck. So part of the ruck law is you have to come from an onside position, which is from your side of the actual breakdown, all the bodies on the ground. So referee signal there is that Arizona came in through the side. They didn't come in through the gate.
Stanford ball. And a big pileup. Stanford grabs that.
Scored.
For a moment, she scored. Sydney Davis, she got across, did she?
Yep, yeah, great try. So get close to the line, and you don't have too many inches left to travel. So just pick up the ball from the back of the ruck and dive forwards.
Sydney Davis with her second try of the ball game, and it's now 15-5 Stanford. Right around 15 minutes remaining. Right around 15 remaining in this first half. The conversion kick being lined up on the far side. Bosick has tried the last couple. It's interesting how they do set the ball on that tee. It's certainly not like
not like football.
But when it is kicked, though, it does go end over end.
Yep.
So Laura Bosick will try the conversion in quite an angle from that far side. There has not been any conversions made here this afternoon. This one has the distance. She pushed it to the right. So the score remains 15-5 in favor of Stanford. A pair of tries for Davis. Bosick, who missed that conversion to the right, she had the first try. Ortega with the try for Arizona. 10.5 minutes remaining in the half. 15-5 in favor of Stanford.
Good hands, control the ball. Good hands, control the ball. Let's go, Caps. Let's go.
15-5 in favor of Stanford. Lena Boucher out of Lakewood, Colorado will kick off for Arizona. That is gathered up, and Stanford bringing it back on the right side. Trying to add to a 15-5 lead here, and that ball is kicked back the other way. Ortega chases after it for Arizona and scoops it up and races on the far side. Ortega's taken down on the far side by Kirsten Lees.
So there's a penalty against Arizona for sealing off at the ruck. So people have to stay on their feet and allow the competition. Quick tap, try scored. That's great counter-attack from Stanford there.
Stanford scoring again. It is now 20-5 in favor of Stanford. Bosick with her second try of the ballgame. That was a quick one up the left side.
Yeah, as soon as the referee makes the mark on the ground, the teams can play. So if the defense isn't organized, the quick tap will be pretty effective.
So Bosick has scored 2 tries for Stanford, 2 for Davis. The lone try for Arizona, Ortega. We've got an injured player for Arizona on the far side. None of the conversion kicks have been made. They've been very, very difficult angles.
Yeah, no one scored under the posts yet.
To kick them. 9 minutes remaining in this first half. It is 20-5 Stanford. Stanford's last ball game at the end of March, they beat Western Washington 79-0. So they're capable of some big points. Craa Fight will try the conversion for Stanford. And it appears that Eddie Feiner was injured for a little bit, and that kick is up. And it hits the crossbar
and good.
Bounces over. Craa Fight converts to make it 22-0 in favor, or 22-5 in favor of Stanford. Hit the crossbar and bounced over.
You don't see that too often. Had just enough on it, you know?
This is kind of a silly question, but I've noticed that the right uprights on both of them are tilted. Is that on purpose?
No, I think that's just
a coincidence.
They're just a coincidence.
But both of them,
yeah,
just the right one.
A little bent at the top, but they all should be. Everything should be straight.
Arizona kicks off, fielded by Stanford here on the near side. They lead it 22-5. And bringing that one up is Sidney Davis, who has a pair of tries this afternoon for Stanford. This ball is kicked away, and it'll be picked up by Ortega here on the near side for Arizona. She races up the near side and is taken down by Trost. Arizona comes away with it here right on the near side. The tackle is made by Hope Adenome Shipman. Arizona retains possession. They trail at 22-5 here. Around 5 minutes remaining in the half. After that feeling out process, Stanford, who are the defending national champs, getting a little bit of a lead.
Yeah, they weathered the early storm from Arizona. Now they're starting to show a bit of their class.
Arizona with the ball. Lena Boucher gets taken back by Laura Bosick. Arizona again holds on to it this time. It's Britton Ward, number 10.
Just trying to make that extra pass to get the line break, but went forward, intercepted by Stanford. Turnover ball.
Stanford takes it away on the far side.
But look, Arizona recovered well on defense, ran them into touch. So referee's coming back because in rugby we have advantage. So if there's an infringement by one team, the other team gets a chance to basically have a free play. If they do something with that free play, then it's play on. But if they don't actually take advantage, then the referee will come back and give them the original infraction. So we had Arizona knocked it on. Stanford basically had a free play. They didn't do much with it, so now we're coming back and it's Stanford scrum.
Stanford trying to add to a 22-5 lead here just before halftime. Stanford with the ball. Pitch it here to the near side, and it's picked up on a hop and
lost forward.
It's whistled.
Trying to grab the ball, just a little knock on.
Is it hard to pick up to see if the ball is moved forward with pass? You're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, it's I know. We definitely say the ball. We need to see the hands kind of facing backwards. We need to see the ball going backwards out of the hands. So if the hands are kind of facing forward, that's usually a good sign that ball is getting knocked forward.
Stanford up 22-5 before halftime here.
So a free kick there to Arizona because the Stanford front row engaged too early. So referee gives crouch, bind, set, and if they come in before the set command, that's going to be a free kick against them for early engagement in the scrum. And a free kick, typically they tap and go, get back into the offensive flow.
Arizona with the ball. Out on the right side is Emma. 9 minutes remaining in the half. It is 22-5 Stanford. How often does it's a little bit breezy, not windy out here, but how often does that that can come into play with the kicking, I'd imagine.
Definitely so, yeah. When the breeze starts to pick up, as you saw Stanford the last 10, 15 minutes, they were getting those kickoff restarts. They were taking a couple of rucks, and then they were kicking down into Arizona's half because they want to play the game down in Arizona's territory. So trailing wind, they can get a little extra on those kicks.
Arizona with the ball. They move it around here on the near side, and tackle made by Journey Washington High for Stanford, but Arizona comes away with it. Molly Chisholm up the left side here. Arizona retains possession. On the march, Grace Uso wearing number 5, pushes it.
So there's a penalty against Arizona for rolling forward. Instead of when you go to ground, you're meant to kind of place the ball with your first movement. If you take a double movement, then it's a penalty against you, especially when the defense is trying to poach that ball.
So Stanford kicking that ball out of bounds that time was Bosick.
And they get the line out because it was a penalty.
Bosick with a pair of tries for Stanford, 2 for Davis. The lone try for Arizona was Ortega. 22-5, Stanford here, about 8 minutes remaining in the half. Davis will get it in. A little bit high that time, but grabbed by Stanford, and Nancy Bow picks it up.
Missed the target, but well cleaned up at the back, that's for sure. Good reaction.
Lees gets tackled inside by Emma. Stanford with the ball out on the left side. They toss it around on the far side, does Stanford.
Oh, it's a big run.
And breaking some tackles is Hope Shipman. This time it's Kirsten Lees, one of the top players for Stanford. She was the MVP in that Pacific Mountain Championship. They're just about in, aren't they?
They're very close to the line there, but some good scrambling defense from Arizona as the ball went wide. Forwards are going to go to work from here, close range, pick and go. And the pressure earned the penalty. Arizona not releasing in the tackle, but they were under pressure. So now the penalty mark gets brought back 5 meters, and it'll be Stanford with the tap and go move. This is where the forwards earn their paycheck. They roll up the sleeves. And roll up the sleeves. And try scored. Big number 8. Had the long arms to reach out, get the ball over the line.
So Kirsten Lees, the MVP of the Pacific Mountain Championship, scores for Stanford to make it 27-5 in favor of the Cardinal here several minutes before halftime. So Lees mentioned she was the MVP of that Pacific Mountain Championship. Out of Northport, New York, Loomis Chaffee School. And again, a big angle from the right side for the conversion try for Stanford. I guess they're about 1 out of 4. Kara Fight, who made the last one that hit the crossbar and bounced in, will try this one. That is perfect. That's a tough kick from that right side, and it's 29-5 Stanford after Fight drills a very difficult conversion from that right side. You had to do many of those kicks?
I was never great off the tee in my day, but I got a couple here and there when they were directly in front. Those ones from the side like that, it's very difficult.
A great kick.
A very impressive skill set. Yeah.
I don't know how the way it sits on that tee, they get it to where it goes end over end. It looks great. Stanford grabs the kickoff, and it is Davis who has gotten a couple of tries, taken down here on the near side, that time by Emma. Stanford, they shank this one to the near side, and it goes out of bounds.
And in that situation there, when they're outside the 22, well, they took it back into the 22, then kicked it directly out of bounds. So then there's no gain in ground. They have to have been in tackle or a ruck or had a contest inside the 22 to earn the gain in ground. But when you pass it back into the 22, then kick it straight out, there's no gain in ground. So Arizona gets the ball in a good attacking position.
Lena Boucher will get it in for Arizona. Throws it in high, and it's grabbed. Stanford really putting it on Arizona right now. Is tied 5-5 early on, but now 29-5 Stanford just before halftime.
And another accidental offside coming down off that line out. The referee says you need to use the ball straight away. Otherwise, your teammates are acting as blockers, and there's no blocking in rugby. The ball carrier must always be available to be tackled.
Winner of this ball game will play Sunday against the winner of Arizona State and Western Washington, which is the next ball game at 1 p.m. We've got a whistle.
Yeah, the referee doesn't like the setup of the scrum, so he blows time off. Just make sure the front rows get a good stable position, because safety in the scrum is very important.
Arizona in white, Stanford in the red. Stanford, the defending national championship from last year, undefeated this season. Stanford comes away with it. And the kick here now to the near side, end over end, bounces. Stanford picks it up, and it's Journey Washington high for Stanford getting it.
Yeah, and the jackal, the poach from Arizona, was right on top of her, and she had to release, but didn't release, and so the penalty is for holding on.
Melody Chu kicks it out of bounds here on the near side for Arizona. What's the purpose of kicking it out of bounds?
So really, it's to get territory, you advance down the field, and you get possession back when it's a penalty. So
Boucher inbounds it. They toss it around to the right side to Chisholm. Chisholm gets tackled by Stanford.
And there's a penalty for the red tackler not rolling away. So when you make the tackle, you must roll away to allow the attacking team quick opportunity to play the ball.
Davis on that tackle. Arizona remains in possession. It is picked up by Lane, number 7, who gets tackled here by Washington High. Arizona tosses it around on the far side, and it pops loose. Fight for the ball over there by
and lost on the ground by Arizona. And it's half time. So knock on. We can end the half with a knock on. Can't end the half on a penalty, but you can end the half on a knock on.
So officially it is halftime. 29-5 in favor of Stanford. Goal, or I should say tries for Stanford. 2 by Bosick, 2 by Davis. Lees with 1 and 2 conversions by Fight, who has been kicking the ball very well. The lone goal early on by Ortega, or I should say the lone try for Arizona was by Ortega. We're going to take a break in the action. Halftime here, Stanford leading 29-5. Buddy, Eric Anderson along with Jeff Lowry. The second half here, Liz Snodgrass will be joining us here. What did you see in the first half? The score 29-5 in favor of Stanford after the little feeling out process. The former national champs from last year showing who they are.
You know, I was just saying it was a great game in the first 20 minutes. We had Arizona with great possession for about 20 minutes, had Stanford on their heels. Stanford just was patient, picked up on the little things, mistakes, and scored. So, I mean, 20 minutes in, but this is a new half. I'm hoping to see Arizona come back here.
Arizona with the ball first. Early on, like you mentioned, it was pretty close. It was tied at 5 after, a few minutes. Bosick scored her first of 2 tries for Stanford. Ortega getting the only try for Arizona. So Bosick, a pair of tries for Stanford. Davis, a couple. Lees with 1, and then Fight with 2 conversion kicks. The breeze picking up a little bit now. That does come into play, doesn't it?
Especially on the conversions. I feel like if Arizona just picks up on their defense, stays confident, and gets set, this could be a good second half.
Stanford in the red, Arizona out of Tucson in the white, and Stanford gets it in, and with the ball, Emma Trost. They switch ends, and now it's Zoe Colorado Mansfield gets it down. It's hard to see the end lines for the try line. A little bit, I guess those markers, but you don't see it. I guess when you're seeing a football game, you're up a little bit higher.
Yeah. All right, good defense, Arizona there, putting a stop to it.
The winner of this ball game will play on Sunday against the winner of Arizona State and Western Washington, which is the game right after this at 1 p.m. In fact, Stanford beating Western Washington 79-0 the end of March to win that Pacific Mountain region area. They're the number 1 seed. The number 4 seed out of the Pacific Desert is Arizona. 63 degrees expected maybe to get to 70, and Stanford with the ball as they toss it around and get into the outside. They toss it this time to Amaya Hicks. It seemed for a moment that they were in, and now pushing it forward is Zoe Colorado Mansfield.
Arizona with a big hit right there. Save that try.
So a big hit for Arizona that time. Kira Gomez.
Oh, fast speed on that corner. Try for Stanford.
So Stanford getting that try and racing around that time and get that number on that ball player that converted that. And right now it is now 34-5 in favor of Stanford here early in the second half. So what did you see on that one?
Just good possession, good hands. Just Stanford's seeing the ball, getting it out wide. I mean, they got speed on the outside.
And scoring that time was Washington High. Journey Washington High, and the conversion kick, a fairly easy one right in the middle there, and that one is converted for the 3rd time in a row by Cara Fight. So it is 36-5, 31 unanswered points for Stanford on the goal by Journey Washington High. And then Fight with the conversion again. She's 3 for 3. Did you ever do much kicking for the conversions?
When the coach let me, I enjoyed the drop kick for conversions, but never kicked off the tee.
What's in the pros? Do they do the drop kick versus the tee? What's the difference?
It really depends on the player, but mostly the men especially will use the tee.
Stanford with the ball and kicking it away. Bosick, it goes out of bounds. So Stanford on a 31-0 run here after being tied 5-5 early on. Stanford kind of showing why they were the national champs last year and the number 1 seed in the Pacific Mountain region.
Arizona does have some good ball positioning here. Hopefully they can just keep possession, see the field.
Lena Boucher will get it in for Arizona.
There we go.
And it's tapped away, and Arizona possesses it. Toss it around on the left side. The ball carrier's Ward. If you're Arizona and you're down 36-5 here, early in the second half, what type of strategy do you have trailing by that?
So what I'm seeing is it's basically keeping that ball in possession. If you have it, the small mistakes are going to hurt you. Dropping ball, we don't need those. Also, keeping the penalties down, being confident on that defense, one-on-one tackling, picking up the ball, being aggressive. We're in our territory right now. We need to get this ball back and score. Just get that confidence back up.
So Stanford in the red, they're in possession. Arizona out of Tucson in the white. They're 4-3 on the season. And Stanford, defending national champions, undefeated this season, leading it by a score of 36-5 here in the third quarter, or I should say second half. 34 minutes remaining about in the second half. It is 36-5 in favor of Stanford, 31 unanswered points. And Stanford comes away with it on the far side. A race up that far sideline, and tackle is made.
Number 8 for Stanford's dominant runner.
Yeah, Kirsten Lees, that's who you're talking about. She was the MVP in that Pacific Mountain Championship. Certainly somebody to keep your eye on. Lees is out of New York. Arizona with the ball.
Nice. Good line out. Good kick. Good chase.
Arizona kicks it away, and it's picked up by Fight for Stanford.
Nice
races
break.
Off to her left. Breaking tackles and thrown down by Kira Gomez
Gonna be
for
called
Arizona.
for a high tackle penalty.
A high tackle penalty and a couple of injuries for Arizona. Wisnat getting up a little bit slow, number 18, and to see who's still down for Arizona, that's unfortunate. Can be a rough sport, huh, as you found out.
Luckily, you've only had one broken nose, but
the nose
yes.
would be something that would be vulnerable.
Oh, yeah.
Recapping the ball game, it was kind of a feeling out process early on. Stanford getting the first try, made it 5-0. Bosick with the try. It's tied at 5 by Ortega's try for Arizona, but then 31 unanswered points by Stanford. Davis a pair of tries. Bosick 2 tries also. Lee's getting one, and then Washington High getting that one. 3 consecutive conversion tries that were good by Fight. And it's 31 unanswered points for Stanford. They lead at 36-5 here in the second half. And the Landry Moore getting up a little bit slow for Arizona. Hopefully she'll be all right. Around 32 minutes remaining here in the second half. Sunday will be the semifinals. Whoever wins this ball game will play the winner of the next ball game, Arizona State versus Western Washington. Those games on Sunday, 9 and 11 a.m. Then whoever goes 2-0 wins those ball games. They go to the Nationals April 19th at Stanford. So here it's 36-5 Stanford. About 33 minutes remaining in the second half. Bosick kicks that one away, and it's out of bounds. What's the strategy on that?
So when we're kicking to the side, it's just for field position, so they're getting closer to that try line. Now they're going to do a line out, so could be a forward scrum in or quick out to the backs.
Davis gets it in for Stanford.
Good defense.
Stanford trying to add to a 36-5 lead here in the third quarter, or I should say the second half. About 32 minutes remaining. Stanford in possession.
Ooh.
That ball is kicked by Laura Bosick.
All right. Touchdown by Arizona.
Explain that one to me.
That's a good question. It's been a while since I've played, but for that, she was obviously trying to kick to her teammate to score, but Arizona was able to just touch the ball down, so it would be a 5-meter either scrum or kick.
So Arizona with possession now. Sky Harbor Airport right on the flight path of the planes coming in. 4-3 on the season is Arizona, and the kick is off to the far side. It is picked up by Stanford. Tackle made on the far side by Chu. Stanford trying to increase that lead. Colorado Mansford, number 4 for Stanford, had the ball, and now Lee's taking off, is grabbed from behind by Emma. Toss to Bosick on the left side. And racing near the try line is Amaya Hicks. Stanford tosses it around again. And Lee's close to that try line.
Nice.
Lost to handle it on the far side. They haven't got it in yet.
Arizona putting up Big D.
So Stanford retains possession, or I should say Arizona retains possession, or gets possession. Stanford not quite able to get it across, huh? Stanford outscoring Arizona the last 31-0, the last half almost. 31-0 run for Stanford. They lead at 36-5 here in the third, we should say the fourth or the second half.
Stanford has good field position. Going to start with the scrum here. Wouldn't be surprised if the number 8 picks it up. And beautiful scrum half to fly half.
And trying to get it in. They toss it left side. And I believe they got it in that time. Journey Washington High. Officially, you have to set that ball down, don't you? Not just getting it across yourself, huh?
Exactly, getting that ball over that try line, putting it down. Stanford with a good try, being patient. Good possession.
So Journey Washington High out of Navarre, Florida, scores her second consecutive try, and the conversion 3 in a row has been pounded through here by Cara Fight. Going into a little bit of a breeze, and Fight gets that up and drills it through. She's 4 for her last 4 since she has been trying the conversions. It's now 43-5 in favor of Stanford on a 38-0 run here in the second half. Early stages, probably, Jeff, right around 30 minutes to go. No scoreboard nor time clock or scoreboard here out at ASU. So Arizona finding themselves in a hole 43-5 here in the second half.
How much time, Ruff?
Where's the ref? Oh.
Boucher will kick off for Arizona, and it's scooped up on the far side by Stanford and Bosick. Stanford retains possession. On the move, and Wong Gowit gets taken down, number 1. Lee's off to the races. Stanford ball here on the near side, and it's Amaya Hicks taken down by Nicole Van, 22. Stanford in a position again. Lee's picks it up.
Knock on by 8.
Kirsten Lee's number 8, one of the top players for Stanford, the MVP of the Pacific Mountain Championship. After a little feeling out period early on, it was tied at 5, but since that time, it's been all Stanford going on a 38-0 run. They lead at 43-5 here in the about 30 minutes remaining in the second half. Arizona with the ball. And a collision here on the near side. It was Amaya Hicks for Stanford colliding with the Arizona woman. And this taken down here on the near side is Britton Ward, number 10 for Arizona. And Nancy Bow comes away, grabs it for Stanford. Cardinal now has the ball, and Emma Trost, 5.
Get back.
And that is kicked away by Stanford.
Beautiful kick.
And it's Laura Bosick with a good leg, kicks it away. She tried the first couple conversions, not able to get it, but Fight has made
13.
4 in a row.
Just picked up the ball, score try.
So a try is scored by Stanford. And I believe, did you mention it was number 13, Ana Palacios. So officially it was 13. You happen to see the number. So Ana
13.
Palacios picked that one up and raced in to give Stanford a 48-5 lead. Palacios scooped that one up, and it's now a 43-0 run for Stanford. And Palacios getting that score. She's out of Mexico City, Mexico. So Cara Fight, who is 4 for 4 on conversions since she's started kicking them in the first half, will try to make it 5 for 5. That one is up and just pushed it to the right, but 4 for 5 is pretty good.
She's a fun one to watch. Good kicking. Also, watching her run on the field, she's a strong runner.
So Cara Fight out of Chatham, New Jersey, Oak Knoll School. And with about 30 minutes remaining here in the second half, it's been all Stanford since it was tied at 5 early on. Stanford leading 48-5 after the goal by Palacios.
Yeah, Arizona needs to find a way to keep this ball in their possession. We all hate playing defense the entire game. It is a lot harder to play defense than offense.
Closer to 15 minutes remaining.
15 to 20, right? Yeah. It's hard without a clock.
No clock, no scoreboard here, so estimating about 15 minutes remaining. Essentially in this one, a big 48-5 lead for Stanford. Stanford undefeated on the season.
All right.
And Arizona comes away with it here. Callie Andrews, number 16. Had it.
Nice pickup.
Scooped up by Boucher, and she is tackled here on the near side. Taken down by Davis, and Arizona on the move. They haven't scored since very early in the ball game on the try by Ortega.
It's going to be a penalty on Stanford. This is good field position for Arizona to take advantage of. Here we go.
Goals for Stanford. Bosick has a couple, Davis a couple, Lees with one, Washington High with a pair, and Palacios with one. Arizona with the ball. Grace Uso getting taken down. Arizona tosses it around back to Uso wearing number 5, and it is scooped up on the far side by Wisnat. Arizona trying to score for the first time since very early in the ball game. Boucher picks it up for Arizona. It's tackled by Lees.
Ooh, nice pick.
Stolen away by Stanford.
That's Stanford forwards are just dominating in strength there.
Stanford
nice
on a 43-0 run. They lead it 48-5 here in the getting towards the later stages of the second half. We've got a whistle.
All right, penalty on, looks like,
Arizona will have it, and tossing it is Garland to the left side.
there we go. Number 10, squeaking in there. Setting it down is number 4.
It's going to be a goal for Arizona. Pele Cruze. Pele Cruze scoring for Arizona. And Arizona scoring a try for the first time since early in the ballgame. It's now 48-10 in favor of Stanford. So Cruze getting the try, and Lena Boucher will try the conversion.
Good job, Cats.
So Pele Cruze out of American Samoa getting that try. Now Boucher will try the conversion. That is up. It is good. Squeaked it in the left upright. And it's now 48-12 in favor of Stanford. So Arizona getting on the board on the goal by Cruze. Your thoughts on the game here in the second half?
Like I said, I feel like that was an important, big confidence boost to get that try in just now. If they keep possession, keep the ball in hand, we got a chance here. But that Stanford defense, those forwards are, I mean, they're just strong. They're hard to beat. And they stay back, they stay calm. And when they see that gap, they run. That's why they're dominating this game so far.
So Stanford had been on a 43-0 run before that try by Cruz and the conversion by Boucher. It's now 48-12 in favor of Stanford. The other goal for Arizona was by Ortega early on. Stanford undefeated on the season. Their last ball game in March, they beat Western Washington 79-0, the defending champs from last year. The winner of this ball game will play on Sunday. The winner of the next ball game at 1 p.m., Arizona State against Western Washington. So the winner of this game will play the winner of that game on Sunday. 9 and 11 a.m. are the ball games on Sunday, the semifinals, and the winner of that will be going to the Nationals April 19th at Stanford. What about the time? What do you estimate no scoreboard, and
I think this might be the 20-minute mark for the water break. So
26 minutes to go here in the second half. It is 48-12 in favor of Stanford. And Stanford will kick off. Laura Bosick, number 10, will be a little bit of a breeze going into it.
yep. This is just perfect rugby weather. This is what I dreamed of playing in.
Did you ever
Not
play
too hot,
much
not too cold.
rain or?
Oh goodness, I played in snow.
Oh, snow. Where was that at?
Back when I played in Iowa,
Oh.
Minnesota, rain or shine sometimes. So.
That'd be a little bit cool. Bosick pops it up here to the near side, and it's off the hands of Arizona, and it's picked up by Stanford. And now racing to the right is Madison Cunningham, 19, is checked in for Stanford. Ball is tossed high to the far side to Journey Washington High, who has a pair of tries this afternoon. She's taken down the far side by Arizona. Stanford on the move, trying to increase her lead. They get it to Lees. Lees is tackled by Sheffield. That ball go out of bounds. Now we're guessing around 12 to 13 minutes remaining, and Boucher will inbound it for Arizona. And who wants it down below? It's 48 to 12 in favor of Stanford. Stanford with the ball, and Vanessa Onahaw wearing number 18 for Stanford.
This is where Stanford's tough. They're in their zone. They're big on defense. This is where Arizona, it's important to keep possession of this ball and play smart.
Arizona comes away with it. And now a stoppage of play. Arizona did come away with that one, but they stopped the play. Continuous clock with Stanford leading 48 to 12 here, right around 10 minutes remaining, second half. Arizona comes away with it, and booting it to the far side is Britton Ward.
That number 11, she's fun to watch too. She's got good moves on that side, on the edge.
Number 11, Journey Washington
15,
High.
going strong. We just talked about her. She's a strong runner, strong kicker. Dangerous with the ball.
So Stanford with the ball on the far side, and Davis goes down.
Good work with the forwards. Just pushing it in. Try for Stanford.
So Stanford gets a try that time.
I can't see her number, but
I think she'll have to turn around. No numbers on the front. And the goal that time was by Vanessa Onahaw out of St. Louis, Missouri. So Onahaw scoring for Stanford makes it a 53 to 12 ball game. And this conversion try,
tough kick.
It's going to
kicking
be
into the wind, but she's done it before. Let's see what she got.
Kicking into the wind from the far side. That kick is up, and the wind will simply knock it down. 4 out of 6 in conversion tries. The first 4 were good by Craa Fight, but that time it got caught up in the wind, and the score remains 53-12 in favor of Stanford after Onahaw's try for Stanford right around, guessing about 8 minutes remaining in the fourth, or I should say the second half. So you played in Iowa and Minnesota too, and they play rain or shine.
Oh, goodness, yes. I played at Iowa State in college and played for the Amazons, Minnesota. And again, it was just rain or shine there, but, yeah.
So Stanford with the ball after they get that kick. They lead it 53-12. Here later stage of the second half, and Onahaw on the run breaks free, and it's going to be a foot race. Foot race towards the end zone, or I should say the try line.
Ooh, number 18 again. Just dominating.
In fact, that time I think it was Madison Cunningham, 19. Well, let's make sure we get it correct. I think 19 got it that time. They're built similarly. Did you see something different? I think it was Cunningham, 19.
Either 18 or 19, but no, that was a forward effort, that's for sure.
So a great effort, I believe, Cunningham getting that one. It's now 58-12 in favor of Stanford. Some of the reserves coming in, and that kick is up.
Just to the left, it looks like.
By Ogaki, and it was hooked to the left. The score remains 58-12 in favor of Stanford, as they've really dominated the ball game since it was tied at 5 early on. A little bit of a feeling out process, but it's been all Stanford since that time. That's why they were national champs last year and undefeated this year. Number 1 seed in the Pacific Mountain Conference. And Boucher kicks off for Arizona. And fielded by Sydney Davis for Stanford.
Number 8, getting up that pick. Good
taken
turnover
away
here
by Emma for Arizona, and Arizona comes away with it.
Here we go.
So it's Arizona and Pele Crusade, number 4, took it. Now Boucher on the left side. I believe we've got an injured member of Stanford who tried to make that tackle, and she is down.
Here we go. Got a breakaway.
And it's taken away by Stanford after the breakaway by Constantieta. Stanford in possession down here. Chisa Ogaki, number 21, had the ball after that. Tried the conversion that wasn't able to get it to go. We have an injured ball player for Stanford in the middle of the field. No scoreboard or clock, so we're guessing about 5 minutes remaining.
When the zeros are up, they may add. They're going to probably add a few more.
They may add a few more minutes, but it's 58-12 in favor of Stanford. The injured ball player for Stanford, Sydney Davis, who had a couple of goals, or tries, I should say, early on. So she appears to be all right walking off on the far side. Roughly 5 minutes remaining. They may add something. Arizona in the white, Stanford in the red. Stanford has dominated since it was tied at 5 early on. That ball is kicked away and it hops on the far side, and Melody Chu picks it up for Arizona. Tackled and gets it off to Castaneda. How much scrapping goes on underneath the pile out there? I know in the NFL and football there's a lot. How about here?
Nobody wants that penalty in those. I mean, everyone's pretty good. No one wants to get hurt either, so.
Right. Arizona with the ball. We've got a stoppage of play.
Looks like penalty on Stanford. So number 2 picking it up, going. Might take it all the way in.
Boucher off to the races, taken down by Ogake. (58-12) in favor of Stanford.
2 got caught on holding on too long. That was a nice pick up and go.
It'll be Stanford ball. They toss it here. The near side again, racing, breaking free. To left is Wong Gawet. Leila Wong Gawet out of New York City. Stanford retains possession. That's kicked by Kara Fight.
Beautiful kick. Arizona touching it down.
And Arizona falls on it on the far side. Melody Chu, it appeared, was the player that grabbed that. 58-12 Stanford here towards the end of the ball game. Arizona with the ball, they kick it away, and Stanford has it on the far side, and it is picked up by Fight. Breaking tackles on the far side. Finally taken down. Stanford retains possession. And that ball was thrown forward. Even I was able to see that with the binoculars. So Arizona will take over, trailing at 58-12. The later stages of the ball game. Tries for Arizona early on Ortega, then Cruze. Stanford, Bosek get a couple. Davis a pair. Lees, Washington High with a couple. Palacios, Onahaw, and Cunningham. Got a whistle and a stoppage of play. Winner of this ball game plays on Sunday in the semifinals, 9 and 11 a.m. right here, against the winner of Arizona State and Western Washington. The game right after this at 1 p.m. Arizona gets it, and the kick is away in a wobbly spiral here to the near side. Picked up by Ogake here on the near side for Stanford, dodging tacklers.
Beautiful. Number 21.
And he's into the end zone.
Good footwork.
Or into the try zone. Chisa Ogake out of Osaka, Japan, gives Stanford a 63-12 lead here in the final moments of this ball game. So Ogake, a good job of picking that one up and racing it in. He tried the last she tried the last conversion, and was not able to get it. Right now, there's no wind to speak of. So Ogaki will try the conversion. The last one not able to convert. Kick is up. It had good distance, but just pushed it to the right. Score remains at 63-12 in favor of Stanford here, later stages of the ball game. So 5 minutes remaining is what we understand from the referee. Breeze at the back of Arizona, who will kick off. Lena Boucher kicks it here to the near side. Grabbed by Stanford. Lee's on the move. She's off to the races. And dragged down from behind by Adrian Emma. So just 5 minutes remaining in this one, 63-12 in favor of Stanford. 4 ball games today. The one right after this, Arizona State and Western Washington. 3 p.m. Grand Canyon and Cal Berkeley. And 5 p.m. Claremont and Air Force. Boucher with the ball for Arizona, and she'll boot it away to the far side. It's picked up by Stanford, and that ball kicked away down to the far side. Arizona scoops it up. On the march. Taken down is Gabriella Sheffield for Arizona. And now picking it up, Stanford. Get it to Lees. Lees close to getting it in. And another try for Stanford again. It is Madison Cunningham out of New York City. Her second try of the afternoon. It's now 68-12. Stanford running away with it here, under 5 minutes remaining in this one.
Yeah, Stanford's not backing down. Just being smart, seeing that ball loose and picking it up and going. Just good offense there.
Chisa Ogaki will try the third extra point, or conversion, I should say. This should be an easier one right in the middle. Kick is up, it's perfect, and now 70-12 in favor of Stanford. Their last ball game, they won 79-0 at the end of March, beating Western Washington, a team that plays at 1 p.m. against Arizona State. Temperature's expected to get to close to 70, a little bit of a breeze. After an early 5-5 tie, Stanford and Arizona kind of feeling each other out. It's been all Stanford. They've outscored Arizona 65-7 since that time. Ball pops loose. Stanford has it, and a whistle.
Be knock on 16. This would be nice for Arizona here just to keep possession and on a good note here.
Minute and a half remaining, 70-12 in favor of Stanford. They'll play the winner of Arizona State and Western Washington on Sunday here. Semifinals Sunday, 9 and 11 a.m. Arizona comes away with it. They toss it around, and ball is scooped up on the far side by Melody Chu.
Number 9 just taking herself. Here we go.
Chu is taken down by Chisa Ogaki. And now it's Kaylee Andrews for Arizona, number 16. Gets that ball away, and the Wildcats toss it around. That is the end of the ball game, I believe. So Stanford beating Arizona by a score of 70-12. Arizona drops to 4-4. Stanford remains undefeated. The goals for Stanford: Bosek had a pair, Davis a pair, Lee's right before the half, Washington High with a pair, Palacios, Onahoma, or I should say Onahaw, Ogaki with a couple, and a couple for Cunningham. The goals, or I should say the tries for Arizona: Ortega and Crusay.